Major League Baseball was thrown into complete chaos last night in a moment that nobody saw coming. Just seconds after Shohei Ohtani launched his 27th home run of the season, a towering blast that sent Dodger Stadium into an absolute frenzy, something happened on that field that stopped everyone cold. The umpire crew made a decision so shocking, so controversial, and so unprecedented that it immediately silenced the roaring crowd and left every single person inside that stadium standing in stunned disbelief. Ohtani's bat was confiscated, inspected, and then shattered by the umpire crew right there on the field. The images spread across social media within minutes. The video went viral before Ohtani had even returned to the dugout. And by this morning, Major League Baseball had released a bombshell final report that has sent shockwaves through the entire baseball world, a report that nobody was fully prepared to read and that has raised more questions than it has answered. What exactly did the umpires find? Why was the bat shattered? What does the MLB final report actually say? And what does all of this mean for Shohei Ohtani, his 27 home runs, and the Los Angeles Dodgers? The full story is more explosive than anything the baseball world has seen in years. To fully understand the magnitude of what happened last night, it is necessary to go back to the moment when Ohtani stepped into the batter's box in the 7th inning. The Dodgers were locked in a tight battle, and the atmosphere inside Dodger Stadium was already electric with anticipation. When Ohtani digs in at the plate, every single person in the ballpark knows that something extraordinary could happen at any moment. The pitch came in. Ohtani loaded up. And then, with that magnificent, effortless swing that has become one of the most recognizable images in all of sports, he made contact. The sound of the bat connecting with the ball was different from usual. Sharper. Louder. Almost electric. The ball launched off the bat at a velocity that made the crowd gasp before it even reached its peak. It sailed deep, impossibly deep, into the left field seats for Ohtani's 27th home run of the season. Dodger Stadium exploded. The roar was deafening. Teammates leaped from the dugout. Fans were on their feet screaming. It was, by every measure, a moment of pure baseball joy. But that joy was about to be shattered, along with Ohtani's bat. As Ohtani rounded the bases to a thunderous standing ovation, the home plate umpire made an unexpected and immediate move. Rather than proceeding with the game as normal, the umpire signaled to the crew and called for an urgent inspection of the bat that Ohtani had just used to hit that home run. According to reporters at the scene, the decision appeared to be triggered by something the umpire had noticed at the moment of contact, something that immediately raised serious concerns among the officiating crew. The bat was retrieved from the Dodgers dugout. The four-man umpire crew gathered around it with an intensity that immediately signaled to everyone watching that this was not a routine inspection. Reporters in the press box described the scene as tense and completely unprecedented in their experience covering Major League Baseball. Players on both teams stopped their warm-up activities and turned to watch. The crowd, sensing that something significant was happening, fell into an uneasy and confused silence. Then came the moment that shocked everyone inside that stadium. After a brief but clearly intense deliberation among the umpires, the crew chief made the call. The bat was deemed illegal. And right there on the field, in front of thousands of stunned fans and dozens of professional baseball players, the umpire crew proceeded to shatter Ohtani's bat, splitting it apart to fully examine its interior construction and confirm their findings. The stadium erupted, not in joy, but in a mixture of shock, confusion, and outrage. Manager Dave Roberts immediately stormed out of the Dodgers dugout. Those who were watching closely said that the expression on Roberts' face was one they had never seen before, a combination of disbelief, fury, and absolute determination to get answers. Roberts engaged in a heated exchange with the crew chief that lasted several minutes and required multiple other umpires to intervene and maintain order. Roberts later addressed reporters in his post-game press conference with a directness and intensity that made clear just how seriously the Dodgers organization was taking this situation. Roberts said that what happened on that field tonight was one of the most shocking things he had witnessed in his entire career in baseball. He said that Shohei Ohtani is the most professional, most prepared, and most integrity-driven player he has ever managed, and that the suggestion of any wrongdoing on Ohtani's part was something the entire Dodgers organization rejected completely and without reservation. Roberts confirmed that the Dodgers had immediately launched their own internal review of the situation and that the organization was in direct communication with Major League Baseball demanding a full, transparent, and thorough investigation. He said that until the facts were completely clear, he would not be making any further public statements about the specifics, but that the Dodgers would fight with everything they had to protect their player and the truth. Freddie Freeman was one of the first players to speak publicly about what he witnessed from the dugout. Freeman told reporters that the moment he saw the umpire's signal for a bat inspection, something felt wrong. He said that in all his years playing professional baseball, he had never seen a bat inspection conducted with that level of urgency and intensity immediately following a home run. Freeman said that the entire Dodgers dugout went completely silent, which, given how noisy and celebratory it had been just moments earlier following Ohtani's home run, was jarring and unsettling for everyone present. Freeman said he stood by Ohtani completely and without question. He said that everyone who has ever played alongside Ohtani or watched him prepare for games knows the extraordinary level of care, discipline, and professionalism that he brings to every single aspect of his preparation. Freeman said that casting any doubt on Ohtani's integrity was something that the entire team found deeply offensive and completely unjust. Mookie Betts echoed those sentiments with visible emotion when he spoke to reporters after the game. Betts said that the clubhouse was unlike anything he had experienced all season. He said that players were angry, genuinely and deeply angry. Not just because of what happened to their teammate, but because of what the implications of the umpire's decision could mean for Ohtani's historic season and his reputation as the greatest player in the game. Betts said that every single player in that clubhouse believed in Ohtani completely. He said that if you know Shohei, if you have seen how he works, how he prepares, how seriously he takes the integrity of this game, then there is simply no question about where the truth lies in this situation. Then came the bombshell. Late last night, after hours of intense speculation and mounting pressure from across the baseball world, Major League Baseball released its official final report on the bat inspection incident. The report sent immediate and explosive shockwaves through every corner of the sport. According to the MLB report, the inspection of Ohtani's bat revealed an anomaly in the bat's construction that triggered the umpire's concerns during the game. The report detailed the specific findings from the on-field inspection and the subsequent laboratory analysis that was conducted in the hours following the game. The findings were described by multiple analysts and former officials who reviewed the report as genuinely surprising and deeply complicated in their implications. However, and this is the detail that has sent the baseball world into an absolute frenzy, the MLB report also explicitly stated that there was no conclusive evidence linking Ohtani himself to any intentional violation or deliberate tampering. The report acknowledged the complexity of the situation and stopped well short of placing direct blame on Ohtani personally. Instead, it raised serious questions about the chain of custody of equipment within the Dodgers organization and called for a broader review of equipment handling procedures across the entire league. Multiple prominent baseball analysts immediately pointed out that the report, while explosive in its findings, actually raised far more questions than it answered. Former MLB officials speaking on television described the situation as one of the most nuanced and complicated equipment controversies in recent baseball history, one that could not and should not be resolved through simple headlines or snap judgments. The reaction from across the baseball world was immediate, massive, and deeply divided. On one side, voices calling for accountability and transparency. On the other, a powerful chorus of support for Ohtani from players, former stars, and fans around the globe who refused to accept any narrative that cast doubt on the integrity of the most celebrated player in the sport. Japanese media immediately picked up the story and it became front-page news across the country. International baseball organizations released statements calling for fairness and due process. Sponsors, partners, and supporters of Ohtani rallied publicly behind him. And throughout it all, through the noise, the controversy, the bombshell report, and the shattered bat, one question dominated every conversation in the baseball world. What does Shohei Ohtani have to say about all of this? Ohtani, speaking carefully and deliberately through his interpreter in brief post-game comments, addressed the situation with the same quiet dignity that has defined his entire career. He said that he respected the process and trusted that the truth would ultimately speak for itself. He said that his focus remained entirely on helping the Dodgers win games and that he would continue to prepare and perform with the same dedication and integrity that he brought to every single day of his professional career. But those who watched him closely as he delivered those words noticed something in his expression. Something steady. Something unshakable. Something that made very clear, Shohei Ohtani was not rattled by this. He was not broken by this. He was ready to respond in the only way that has ever truly mattered to him. On the baseball field. With his bat. His way. The entire world will be watching. Thank you for watching. What do you think about the shocking bat inspection incident and the MLB's Bombshell final report? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting and up-to-date baseball news.